I will talk about this aspect of your work because obviously few people are doing it, but watching you launch Leanne AI, and I can
I
share
love
about this.
that because you had like a front row seat. Like literally when the mastermind started is where in January is when I brought Leanne AI forward and actually shared her first with my clients and then obviously did the very public kind of rollout. So I love that you have all really had a front row seat to something huge that has changed the trajectory of everything for me and my
Yeah,
business and where I'm taking things. And I knew it was going to be big, but actually being able to play it out and have all of you guys be part of it is so cool.
it is so cool. And there's a couple of different, angles about this because number one, I think it was really cool to see you in like, in the moment, like launching Leanne AI, being a part of your mastermind and like hearing the behind the scenes and like your whole launch strategy behind it. And I'm like, damn, this woman is like on fire, what I call relentless, like relentless, and just being a pioneer and thinking so out of the box and being innovative of like, how can I make my work like available to every single human being? And I'm like, you developed your own AI, of course Leanne did, and also from a user perspective, of somebody who uses it, like I mean, the minute that you launch it, I'm like I like all of us were up all night in the mastermind chat. We are like, oh my God, this is insane. And like actually comparing it to the responses of Chat GPT versus Leanne AI were vastly different. And it's just so cool to see you pioneer something just so epic that has also made my has made business for me and what I do on a day-to-day basis, like it's cut my time down in like one fourth, not even half. And here's the cool thing is that what it's done for me and my business is that while 100% it's brought in sales because of like the copy is, it just feels like my voice, it's saying the things that I'm like, oh, if only, and I was like, yeah, I plug it in. I have a couple of hacks that I do and it's so good. Oh my gosh. I'm like, I've got this down. And the emails and the responses, like first of all, like my open rate and click rate is higher since I started using it. And not only that, but now my funnels and like everything in the background, like people are upgrading to offers all the time. And before they weren't, or it was like very so often. And it's made the flow of movement in my business like so much more effortless and
So good.
easy. And what's the cool thing about it is that, I think the biggest thing for entrepreneurs is that we are usually time or energy or both poor,
Yep.
right? Do you know the amount, and anyone listening right now, do you know how long it actually takes to build a funnel? A long freaking time,
Yeah.
right?
Way
Also,
longer
like,
than you expect it to.
oh my gosh,
And
people have no idea.
it's the big reason why so many women don't have funnels because
Mhm.
quite frankly, especially when you're running a business and you're serving your clients, it's always the thing that gets pushed, gets pushed, gets pushed. And even those people that hire people to build them for them and then end up with a very expensive funnel that does not convert. Like it's just such a savage thing to have seen so many women not have them and be their sales system, but also then pay like tens of thousands of dollars to build out funnels that convert at a fraction of what they were hoping for. And often it's because the mirror of your messaging is not there. And I think it's really funny you said that about energy and time poor, because guess what happens? The more tired you get and the more time poor you get, your messaging gets worse. Your
Yes, it
messaging
does.
gets worse,
Yes, it does.
which then
100%. It's
affects how much money you can then make from your
totally
messaging. And Leanne
money that you're
AI,
not making, you're leaving, like what I always say, you're leaving impact on the table. You're like every single sale that comes into your business represents a human being that's about to experience your work, and when you're and to me, when I think about it, when I was like at my first six-figure year, I wasn't thinking about building funnels, but I'm scaling to seven figures and beyond seven figures. And I know you have to, like, come on, you have to have funnels that
right.
actually convert, bring in the right people that create that powerful and potent impact that you're here to create.
Mhm.
And like,
So
we
that
get these
you
training.
can do, and this is the thing, you've spoken about it. If you can be in your superpower, which is like serving your clients at a really high level and be supported in the beautiful thing about Leanne AI is not that you just say to her, hey, I'm Stephanie, write me a post. It's that you go, here's all my heart and all my brain. Now organize this into high convert. Here's my $1 million client. Here's the people I'm obsessed with. Here's my call from today. Here's some stuff that I just wrote that like doesn't make a ton of sense or isn't clean, isn't like formatted for an email, would not make sense as a sales page. And she's like, don't worry, I've got you. And she reflects it back to you in a way that, like you said, would take you months to do by yourself. Like I joke, I don't know what I did. I honestly don't know what I did before Leanne and I. Like I now say to Justin, my husband, all the time, how did I do all of this myself? Like, how did I do this myself? And she has changed my life. And what I love is that she was born from impact, the desire to support my clients at a higher level, the desire to have my brain and the way that it works. I was like, if I could just have people be able to plug in, it would just make such a difference to the speed at which they would get results and how supported they would feel without me, because I could feel it on a call with someone. They would feel great. And then the minute they would get off, they would feel overwhelmed. And now I've got to build this. Now I've got to do the sales page and the emails and the content. And listen, it's a lot. You're a CEO, your operations, your HR, your marketing, you're the financial officer. Like many of us have been, soloing it or having a couple key like team members. You're running a business and serving human beings. And I just think Leanne AI is just the most revolutionary thing for women in business. And obviously, of course, she can help men too, but she was designed by a woman, a trailblazing woman for trailblazing women so that you can be in your trailblazer essence doing your thing while she holds you down. Like she's like, I've got you. Don't worry. Like you go do your thing. I've got you.
100%. And it's allowing, I was thinking about it because I literally was writing a post today that like, I was like, brain dumped everything. And then I'm like, okay, this is my thought, blah, 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 help me like craft this post. What would normally take me an hour, sometimes 2 hours to write posts is now taking me 15 to 20 minutes.
Mhm.
And it is exactly how I would say it. It's and it's like, okay, this is how it sounds like in my mind. And then you go to write and you're like, not 100% it. And it just, because it's really kind of, I guess, encrypted with my brand voice, who my clients are, it has all that information, right? That's why you fill out the brand sheet. Okay. Anybody listening who hasn't done that, but it sounds like me.
Mhm.
And it's like my own AI made through Leanne AI. And it's really cool. And it's cut, think about it, a lot of people don't really think of how long it takes you to, draft out all your emails, create content, all of those things. It is time consuming. And also it is the thing that moves the needle in your business. So I know that my content is, and when I post things, it does actually move the needle in my business.
Yeah, of
It's a
course.
really important piece. So if something used to take me 2 hours, it's only taking me 15 minutes. Think about that, of how much, yes, more time, spaciousness I have to serve my community, but it actually is going to, and it has already helped me quantum leap faster because I have way more time and energy available. It's doing everything that used to take me hours to do in less than an hour, 15, 20 minutes. All of my back end of like my email sequences, I mean, everything. Like it's amazing. I'm like, I don't know if you're listening to this right now, and for some insane reason, if you are an entrepreneur and you haven't had the chance to get Leanne AI, like get it. And I know that some people have a subjection of like, well, I already have ChatGPT or I already have this AI thing. It's not the same. I've tested it. It's not the same. And not only that, but ChatGPT can't tell you how to like build a funnel that actually converts, knowing what your highest deliverables are, knowing what your core offers are. It can only guesstimate. And why on earth would you spend so much time and money trying to build something that you're not even 100% certain if it's going to convert or not? And so to me, I'm like, you've done the hard work
Yeah.
for everybody to develop this, to, put all of your work. And it's cool is that it literally, I'm thinking to people who are like, well, what is the languaging of it? Because maybe I'm not a business coach, or I work in this like really bizarre industry that nobody knows about, and it's like, it is all plugged in with any information that you need, any niche, like any niche, even if you're like, oh, it's way too woo-woo, it's not going to work. Like ChatGPT can't nail it. 100% it can. And it's really
Insane.
remarkable.
One of the things
It
I
is.
love is for the first time ever, it's an interesting one because obviously I'm so big on talking about like $1 million client who you're speaking to. But for the first time ever, it's like it literally does not matter what your niche is, what income you're at, what your ideal client is, whether your product, service. Leanne AI is my only offer that like literally like if you are an entrepreneur, like you need it. And I joke because I think my husband like thinks, I think I am more replaceable now than Leanne AI is in his life. But all joking aside, like, we have women that are using it that are also using it to help their husbands, that are using it to, it just is so amazing. And it's such a hard thing, I think, to articulate when people ask what's the difference. And I know I joke in my audacious Leanne way around ChatGPT is designed to give you words and Leanne AI is designed to give you money. And that's basically the biggest difference. But it's true.
Not
It's,
lying.
it's built upon the cleanest strategy out there when it comes to messaging and freedom funnels that are designed for women. And it's the only AI, and I am not an AI connoisseur, but we have so many women inside who are like, I have used every AI that there is. It is incomparable, like the best investment you could ever make in your business. And that's why there's a 1 month option, because I'm like, trust me, try it for a month. And if you don't think it's good in a month, then feel free to leave. Because honestly, if that doesn't change your life, there are women that the minute they've used it have been like, how do I sign up forever? Where is the lifetime option to
Yeah.
always use to always
Yes,
use it?
I think you need to think about rolling that out. Like I'm in this for life because also it's going to get, first of all, I know you because you are such a pioneer and trailblazer as you go out and continue to build the empire that you're building and everything that you learn. I know for a fact, what are you going to do with that information that you're gaining? You're going to put that back into Leanne AI,
Of course.
and it's going to be this ever evolving thing. So whether you join, if you're listening right now, whether you join, Leanne's mastermind, which 100% you should be in this room, but you get Leanne AI, like you're still being pulled upwards with the things that you've created and allowing us to really build the business that is around our value system, and I think the greatest gift that we can ever give ourselves is our time and our energy to devote back to our communities, our loved ones, our family, our clients, and
Ourselves. Ourselves.
ourselves. Yeah. And with this, it's like, to me, it's like, wow, like I have, yes, I've always had, let's say, time because I've made that mistake early on, but I have more time,
Yes.
more energy, and something that's working for me in the background. And I think that's been really cool. And I think something that I noticed, especially with like us heart-centered, soul-led entrepreneurs that are really impact-driven. And I think some people are like, yeah, I don't want to use like maybe anti-AI or whatever. And it's like, use that to your advantage. The more that you use it and the more that you really, you plug into it of like what you're thinking and what you want people to, to feel when they come across your page, the content that you want to produce, like it gives you so much more bandwidth so that you can be focusing on the things that you want to focus on, creating client experiences, right? Delivering in your community, showing up your clients, and then you have the time and energy freedom. And it's
What I love is
amazing.
the way you said that because something that I love the most, and listen, I am someone that is like loathes. I do not like AI. And one of the reasons why I actually don't like AI is not just because I feel like the output that I've seen it produce for people, whenever people have submitted copy to me that's been produced by ChatGPT, I can always tell, like I can tell a mile off. And it lacks soul, it lacks personality. And the reason it is ChatGPT is an incredible resource, but it's also when it comes to messaging, when it comes to funnels, it's convoluted. It's like a recycling bin of everything that works, doesn't work, fails. Like you don't get the pure input output. One of the things I love about Leanne AI is when people are like, well, are there prompts that I can use? It's like, yeah, of course you can use prompts, but actually one of the best ways of using Leanne AI is as if you were talking to me and we'd had like 3 glasses of wine and you're like, here's what's on my heart. Here's what I want to say. It's like you don't need the masculine structure of like, what prompt do I use to create this post? It's like you can literally dialogue with her in a way that feels like you're talking to a business partner, like you're talking to the mirror of yourself, like you're verbally processing your brain and your heart. And like I said, she's like me on steroids because she never gets tired and she speaks every language and she can work 24/7. So, as much as I pride myself on my work ethic. She is superior to me, and I never thought I'd say that about anyone when it came to messaging and funnels. But the speed at which she can
Yes,
do for you, and I think this is what's so cool is like you have the ability to experience that and also experience me and experience, and even when we do stuff on course together, I show you with Leanne AI, like here's what I would say to her, here's how I would ask her to review that. It's like there are so many ways of even in just in those moments of like seeing like the way my brain works around. I had never used AI before, and as soon as I had the beta bot of her, I intuitively knew how to use it to get the highest quality output because it's built from my brain, it's built from how I think and operate. And that's why if you would say it to me on a coaching call of like, hey, da 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 da, you just get to say that to her, and then she's able to go, okay, let me put this into what would actually call in the right person. Don't say that, talk about this. It just is such a different texture to the way you even use her gets to be fun and interactive and not like this, like, where's my list of 72 prompts that I need to use to get like a post that I want today?
100%. And also like that to me, like people can tell, like you said, like people can tell when it's just something that's just produced for the sake of being produced. Like if it's something from ChatGPT, and what it's like, it's to me, what I love about it is that it's able to amplify what already exists, the way in which you think, the way in which you speak, the way in which you articulate, the emotions that you want to evoke. And my way of writing is like it's very like I don't use a lot of emojis or bullet points. Like I'm very like storytelling, emotional, evoking, like really making people feel like activated when they read something. And it's, you know, being plugged into Leanne AI because I also have fed it like my voice, my unique zones of genius, the things that I'm offering my exact premium clients. It creates something that I would have created but better and also faster. And I'm like, to me, it's a no-brainer. And I am like, I love that I get the best of both worlds, right? I get to be plugged into your world and being in a really cool, amazing mastermind space with like literally pioneers of so many incredible industries who are like they're all trailblazers. They're all here leaving incredible legacies. They're also values aligned and driven, and the conversations are rich and expansive. And then learning from you and seeing you, navigate the and also like you pioneering the industry and bringing something like Leanne AI forward and having the whole experience of seeing that has been really cool. And then also being like the consumer of Leanne AI and being like, this shit's amazing. It's amazing. Like I thought about, I'm like, I, now that I'm using it, I'm like, I cannot not have it. Like, I just
And that's how
cannot.
we all feel. It's like I don't know how I did that. I don't know how I
I'm
did it myself.
100% like the time on weekends, I remember building out sales funnels. Oh my gosh, the time away from things that I really wanted to be doing when I'm like, yeah, I don't want to pay somebody 10, 15, 20 grand to build out a funnel. And now it's like, I can literally do it within hours, less than that.
Crazy.
As I have everything. It's amazing. And so it's so cool to be in these different places of your world. And like, I mean, obviously, is it, being in your mastermind, have access to the inner circle and being plugged into that and the women who are inside that space and like everything. I'm like, what you've created is just superb. And it's also like, okay, how do I continue to, create higher standards for myself of what I'm creating for my people? And how cool is that, I get to be in your space and plugged in and yeah, I mean, there's been so many wins 100% signing more clients into my spaces, having more people come into the room, more people into my mastermind. Yes, because of my offer positioning. Yes, because of my messaging, my sales system 100%. And also I think it's the other aspect of like being really convicted in my work and who I am because I am getting in spaces that is the level I know that I'm here to play at and I am playing at, right? And being pulled into the conversations that we're having, especially with you. And I'm like, it just is so in it's inspiring and also gives us like this level of courage of like, look what she has done, look what she has created, right? And it's cool to see a woman move who is here to continuously break glass ceilings, continuously build something that is literally, it is a legacy for not just for, yes, you, your family, your kids, all of it, but also for the women who are here, you know, with you and what you've created so that we can do the same. And it's like So, Leanne, I mean, I know you hear this a lot, but you're truly incredible. And thank you. Thank you for being like betting on you. Thank you for creating what you've created because it's allowed me to just be a coach and facilitator, hold my spaces to higher standards and really allow myself to have an even bigger vision. And for anybody listening right now, what I love about you, Leanne, is that you're not like, I'm not just going to build a $1 million a year business. It's like we're going for billions of dollars. Like what I love about you is you don't stop dreaming. And we need more women like you who have your courage, who have your heart, who have this relentless drive about you of like, I am going to the top and I don't want to be alone when I get there.
I'm like, I'm taking you all with me. Come on, let's
Yeah.
go. But I love that and I receive that and I really do. It's like it's so powerful to have those reflections because I think something that, and again, we've all experienced it and I think we've all observed it. Sometimes in the coaching industry, it can feel a little bit like it's just about money wins or like it's just about XYZ or it's just because you have a flashy brand or you have this or whatever. And I know that there are really easy preconceived things that we can decide about somebody or why they're successful. But something that I'm so insanely proud of is that my heart has only amplified with money as an amplifier. I always talk about this money and alcohol, both amplifiers. So if you're a dick, you're probably going to be more of a dick when you drink and when you get more money, right? If you're a good-hearted human, and if you're watching this or listening to this, and guarantee you are because I just don't attract anyone that is not that person, I pride myself on that too. There is a reality around the fact that money will only amplify the best parts of you. And a resourced woman is a woman that is now able to do more fucking incredible things on the planet. And you don't have to just stop. Like the biggest question I get asked is like, well, if you're that rich, why do you need to keep going? It's like, well, why would I? I always say, I'm like, Adele wrote like her best-selling album. She wasn't like, well, that's it, guys. I'm never going to sing again. Like, because she's got a talent,
That's
because she's
right.
got a gift
Yeah.
to fucking share with the world. Like, what kind of question is that? Because I am hungry for impact. It's not about the money. There's always plenty of money. And I'm also like not mad about the side effect of having a ton of money because I'm a resourced woman. I'm a safe woman. I'm a regulated woman. I'm a free woman who is then able to showcase how, for women like you and trailblazers that I attract, you get to be delusionally successful whilst also amplifying the fucking best parts of yourself in the process.
Yeah. And to me, the message I always hear from you, like it's just something embodied of people saying that. It's like you lead first, you go first. You're here to build what you came here to build so that others can too. And it's like, I'm going big, I'm going this because I want you to,
Right.
And that's the whole thing about being in your world and seeing you like pioneer and like you're just going a million miles an hour. And it's so amazing to see that because it's like you are setting the standard for all of us of like dream bigger. It's okay to take up space. It's okay to want more and ask more. It's okay to go for it. It's okay to like have these crazy big goals. I see you and let's do this because I really believe the way in which we change the world, I hate to say this, but it's true. The way in which we change the world and give back to our communities is money. It's wealth. It's how we distribute wealth in our communities. I give back. I support an NGO here in Brazil. I'm the only person that supports it. I'm the only sole provider, sponsorship for this NGO that helps kids in rural areas and favelas. It teaches them how to get off the streets. And to me, it's such an important cause. So the more money we as women all make, conscious, good-hearted, soul-led, impact-driven money, I know that you also created a foundation. And to me, that's so important. We put money in the hands of incredible, good-hearted women. We change the world. We give back to communities and help lift them up. And that's why it's so important that you listening, you make as much money as humanly possible with your God-given gifts so that you can lift up others and bring them along with you. And you're also sending a message to other communities of like, you can and you will and you should, right? We should be circulating money consciously in this planet. And that's how we really change the course of history, become the pioneers. Nobody else is going to do that for you. No institution, no government, no
No.
whatever industry. It's not. It's in your
Yeah, listen,
hands.
we're not in the business of waiting for people to come save us. Like we're we're leading the
No.
charge. We're lighthouses, and that's what we're going to do. And I love that you spoke to that because as part of the wealth and the money and the bringing in money. It's not just about the money, it's also the way that you bring it in. Because if you bring in a lot of money from a dysregulated business model and a dysregulated nervous system, it's really difficult to sustain it. And it's really
Yeah.
difficult to then do the legacy work. It takes a lot of money to do big things and make big changes. This is not something like changing the world, starting foundations, like being donating to the causes that you care about, being able to actually have the time to think about like, what could I do? What would I do? That takes resources. And there is no better person to resource than heart-led women. Like literally, that is the way that you change the world. We build human beings. Like, come on, like, yes, money in the hands of
100%.
us. Like it's wild the things that we can change and the things that we can do. And that's why I won't stop, right? And what I go on to do, one of the things I love the most about my story and having like women like you in my world is the things that I have created wild success in on paper made not an ounce of sense. As someone that was anti-tech, had never learned funnels from anyone, including the bro marketers, becoming somebody that is like world class in funnel building for women is hysterical. Likewise with AI, I was the most anti-AI person that there was. Asked my husband for 6 months, he was telling me to create Leanne AI. I was like, pass, hard pass, absolutely not. Ads, same thing. I was very anti that. The things that
Mhm.
I have created the most delusional success with that have actually created the most impact on paper didn't make sense because it was like, but actually, I don't love AI. But it was like, no, but AI is a tool. AI is a tool. So how can you take your insane genius, infuse it into that tool, and then gift it to the humans that need it the most? And now you're like, actually, now I love AI. Now I think it's incredible, right? Same with funnels. Couldn't get behind the 27-step insane techie bro marketing vibes, but actually funnels make sense. It's a system, it's a sales system that just exists without you. Of course I can get behind that because value, but my value number one is freedom, right? So it just is such a good conversation because I think that one of the things that people know me for is yes, the delusional success, but it's not just the success, it's how I've done it is actually
Yes.
the coolest thing because not only do I not have a lot of the things that people think they need, which now I do have a larger audience right now. Now I haven't got a tiny audience anymore, but still, like in the grand scheme of things, what I've built from where I've come from, it doesn't make logical sense on paper. And yet it does. As soon as you're inside my world, I think everything makes sense because you're like, oh, yep, this tracks. Yeah.
Fun. And also like listening to that, it's kind of like, for all of us and anyone listening, it's like, what have you said to yourself is impossible? What are the things that you've said of like, nah, I can't do that, or that's impossible? It's like that is the thing that you need to go
Yeah.
for, and the things that have not made sense or really seemingly impossible, you've made possible. That's really how people think about what the heck is a quantum leap. It's like, it's that, right?
I'm like, I feel like the quantum leap's ever done. So I'm like, delusional leap. That's what we do. We do
Yeah. We're gonna
delusional,
do
the
a whole
delusional
like
leap.
mini mind mastermind session on this of like the delusional leap. Like, forget the quantum leap.
Yeah, forget the quantum leap. That's so 2024. We're in the delusional territory now. If it's not delusional, I'm not into it. But it is. It's so powerful. And I'm so grateful for you. And I'm so grateful that you have shared. This is the coolest thing about doing these interviews is we come on, I press record, and I've got no idea what you're actually going to share. And it feels better that way because then I'm like, it feels so beautiful to be able to have this really authentic conversation and have you share. It's March, right? So it's only been a few months. It's actually not been that long. When I think about it, I'm like, wow, that's crazy to think it's only been like 3 months, coming up to 3 months. And yeah, I feel like we've already moved mountains together. And I know that we will move many, many more and build many more mountains and take every woman there with us.